Yeah. God's doing a great work in me for sure, and certainly He purposed me straight for His purpose, purposely my first degree. God's doing a great work in me, a one that's serving me. I'm serving He, that means I'm serving three, doing it perfectly. He picked me up and threw me in the promised land, let me know that I'm the man, and He's still been promising. Brought me up from bottom, man, had to slap from 5 like dominoes. He upheld His right hand, still dominant, honoring the righteous. Yo, it's your boy Mr. Israelite coming to you live and direct, letting all you people know that it's real life. And I know it don't sound like it's real, but I want to reassure you that this is real. And if the Lord wills it, none of us gonna get killed, man. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I'm checking in with y'all regarding the financial system. As we all know, we don't got long before this little weak dollar crashes, you know? And I hope y'all into something, I don't know, gold, silver, freaking some sort of crypto outside of the financial system. Speaking of crypto, California just passed a law that if you don't trade or do something with your crypto within 3 years, they can legally take it for themselves, which is insane. I thought I was like holding my crypto, letting it do like the stock market, sitting it there. You know, you can do, you're not allowed to do that in California. Do something with the crypto or we could take it. Governor Newsom is trash. Straight trash. And I don't know how this stuff keep passing, and I don't know how he keep getting reelected. It's insane. Honestly. Trash. Whatever. Now I gotta like take my crypto before they take it. You can have a $10 billion in there, they'll take it and say, oh no, we can't give it back because you didn't move it in 3 years. What? And honestly, that kick in next year. At the time of this video, it is July, I don't know, what is it, 23rd, 2023? 2025. Anyway, yeah, I think I might be wrong, but whatever. Yeah, that's insane. That's trash. But the video I'm about to go into is we are approaching a total collapse of our financial system. Me personally, I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because I don't depend on this financial system. I have come to realize that no matter what happens, my God always provides and He never fails me. He always makes a way. He'll use whoever He need to. He'll put whoever He need to in my path. He'll send me wherever I need to go. He'll give me a different opportunity. He'll give me a bonus. He'll drop just every time. It never fails. When it looked the worst, here He come. My favorite part, His best attribute is when He comes through and saves you. And if you ain't dependent on a savior and you think you above one and don't need one, I feel sorry for you. Because it feels good to be saved. I'm saved. And I'm out here trying to help save you. And bring you over to the light. And out of the darkness. Even though I'm doing this video in the low light, wearing black. Which is my favorite color, by the way. A lot of people think that's weird. Some people say it's not a color. It's the void of color. Right? One thing I know, that God is light. But the crazy part about Him being light is that He dark too, like me. You know why He dark like me? Because before there was anything, before there was any light, and there was the void of light, He was. Let that get through your brain. Yeah. Everybody who say God is light, He is. I bet it's just this glorified light too, bright. Your eyes see, burn your eyes to death. Send you straight to wherever you don't belong. but he's also dark. Because before he said, "Let there be light," there wasn't any. Before he fixed the stars into the firmament, there wasn't any light. I think of all the stuff y'all don't think about. Yeah, yeah. I'm anointed. Yeah. Mr. Israelite, yeah. Anointed. Yeah. This is what I do. This is why my brain is not yours, but I'm here letting you pick my brain because apparently you need to. God talked to me, he said that y'all need to hear what I got to say, so I'm saying it. So, as far as this financial collapse, listen, the goal is, because I got to give it to you, the goal is to kill the dollar. They want the one world currency, clearly, to fulfill all prophecy. This is prophecy, people. Don't get scared. It's what we always knew was going to happen. What's going down is that they want us to own nothing and love it, which is why all of the Black Rocks and the financial institutions, the banks and everything, they're buying up. They're burning down the land. They're buying it. Surprised. This is why California been on fire, people. They're burning down these things. They're taking the land. Anyway, so and the corporations is buying these things up. It's not people buying it. They're forcing you to sell so they can buy it. By the way, you don't own nothing. Miss two taxes and see won't they take your whole land. If you stay somewhere where HOA is, let you miss a dang on HOA fee. One of them, they'll take your house. They'll put a lien on your house, take it, sell it to somebody for $50,000, and then that person who they sold it to for $50,000 gonna sell it for $800,000, and you still gonna owe $800,000 on your credit. Because the financial system that we live in now is a total burden and it's total crap. The federal government wants what's about to happen. And this is above presidents. Doesn't have anything to do with whoever the president is. I personally believe the one that's in there right now is actually one of the against the grain people. But most people are puppets. And nobody's exempt to a certain degree. Everybody owes somebody a favor. And then the system, just put it like this, the system is in place. The system is in place regardless of who's sitting in that seat. This is a good one. When the president come in and just get elected and sit in that seat, who the person that be like, all right, it's aliens. Who told him that? All right, here goes some secrets. Who told them the secrets? He just got there. Who informed him on what was going on and what's happening? The system. Once he leaves, and somebody else comes and sits in that seat, somebody's there to inform him on how things work around here. Yeah. We know who that is. The one roaming around, to and fro, in the earth and out the earth. Where have you been? What have you been doing? Oh, yeah. If you don't know who that person is, Google what I just said, and he'll show up. Like Candyman. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. I hope y'all learning something from me. You know, guys, because I don't want to waste my time with you. And I don't want you to waste your time with me. Yeah. Mr. Israelite, yeah. So this guy got his arms folded. He's sitting there chilling. Talk about we approaching us Tucker Ways in. Tucker. That's Tucker Carlson. Okay. All right. Let's see what you got to say, Tuck. I like Tuck. Tuck cool. Tuck one of the few cool ones out here in these streets. These Israel streets, by the way.
We probably should have had one. I don't know why we haven't, but we're going to get one if we keep doing this. I said, what will the effect of that be? You said massive instability in the society. What do you mean? Like, what will that look like? Maybe it would awaken people to the threat if they knew what would happen in a debt crisis.
Well, so if you're living on different transfer payments or different types of welfare benefits, you may not get those. You can't borrow more money, so you're going to have to take what money we spend on other government programs, and we'll have to service our debt. You have to pay it off, unless we want to go into full default.
And that's where you just say to Japan and China and Germany and everyone else who's bought those bonds, like, we're not paying.
Yeah, which means you'll never float more debt. So you can't, other than print more money, which then creates even more hyperinflation. So now people can't afford anything. I mean,
has anyone ever defaulted? Any country ever defaulted on debt and just said, we're not paying? Come and get it.
Oh, I'm sure they have. I'm not.
But that's not common. Like,
I think it happens enough. But what always happens is, countries like the U.S. go in there and we help them restructure their debt. I think that's happened numerous times.
But no one's going to come and help us restructure our debt.
No, nobody can. We will lose our position as the world's reserve currency, and we'll lose our ability to print dollars that people accept. I mean, it's a marvelous thing that we can just print dollars, we can send them overseas, and people will produce products and ship them over here, high quality products at pretty low cost. I think it's one of the reasons we've been able to keep inflation in check, producing all these massive deficits over the last couple of decades, because we do import a lot of products. We've got billions of people either or underemployed around the world. We provide the capital. They produce the factories, they produce the goods, and then we just give them paper. It's fiat currency. We print it, we keep printing it, and it's been working out pretty well. At some point in time, that gravy train might stop.
And then you have like a total collapse of the current system.
Yeah. Again, I can't predict. I'm trying to avoid it.
That's what they want. He broke that down so eloquently. We living in monopoly, people. Once they just burn that up, what real currency do you have? What real value do you have? I don't know, but we need to start thinking about this. You don't grow your own food. They don't allow, all right.
It'll be painful, and who really suffers are people at the lower end of the income spectrum that have no safety net. They don't have any kind of hard assets that will inflate with inflation. They just be destitute.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
In a country that has no kind of organizing principle or national identity, where people are not as united as they were in, say, 1929.
I had my comm staff put together a video. I asked them to find all these Republican leaders that have talked about balancing the budget. We have a spending problem. It starts out with President Trump saying in the State of the Union, I'm going to do something we haven't done in 24 years, balance federal budget. And then every Republican leader, some form of, we don't have a revenue problem, we have a spending problem. In those clips, we have Elon Musk saying, if we don't fix this, there won't be money left over for anything. And I think that's a pretty accurate statement.
Does this bill get us closer to fixing it?
No, it exacerbates the problem.
How can that be?
Because we're not serious about returning to a reasonable pre-pandemic level spending. We've picked a number out of the air, 1.5 trillion. It's totally out of context. There's, it's not really related to the moment. It's missing the moment.
Can I ask you, who came up with that number? Like, whose lie is that?
I think my best guess is conservatives in the House, who I love, didn't want to be blamed if this thing failed. So they said, well, listen, in order for us to accept a $5 trillion increase in the debt ceiling, we've got to get at least $1.5 trillion in savings, spending cuts. I don't think they were looking at the big picture. I think they just pulled a big... I criticized them at the time privately. I said, listen, you set the bar way too low, you guys. This is completely inadequate. They set the bar way too low that it should have been easy to meet it, quite honestly. But even that was difficult. because they didn't go through what I would consider the right kind of process. So maybe we can shift in terms of what we have to do, what I'm trying to accomplish here, and my digging my heels in. DOGE has kind of shown us what we can do here. We've never had a process to control spending in the federal government. We don't have a balanced budget requirement. I didn't realize this, just found out. Do you know they established the appropriation committees because the authorizing committees were big spenders? So the appropriation committees were supposed to be the control on the big spenders. Well, that didn't work. The Budget Control Act of 1974 didn't work. Simpson-Bowles didn't work. The Budget Control Act didn't work. It did for 3 years, but then we weaseled our way around it. So what process could possibly work to control spending? Well, first of all, you have to know the numbers. You have to understand what a deep hole we're in and have a commitment to address it. But DOGE has pretty well shown us how to do it. I come from the private sector. I think I probably spent more time either analyzing my department head budgets or my own overall company budget than Congress in total spends analyzing the $7,000 billion budget of the federal government. So DOGE has shown us if you go line by line, contract by contract, you will discover and uncover spending that if the American public saw it, they'd be outraged by it. If you eliminated it, my guess is most Americans wouldn't even know it's eliminated. About the only people that would know would be the grifters, who have been sucking down the waste, fraud, and abuse.
The NGO community.
So you have to go step by step. So that's why I've always been supportive of a multiple step reconciliation process here. I was always recommending 3 steps. First step, give President Trump the funding on the border, defense, bank $850 billion of real savings, not make believe. Now. And Lindsey Graham agreed to this $85.5 billion each year for 4 years to pay for the 4 years worth of spending, and then extend that out 10 years. That gives you $850. That's more than half of what the House budget reconciliation supposedly gives us. Second step, I would just extend current tax law.
So a new report, which you may not have seen because it was suppressed.
All right. I don't know about these tariffs. They seem to be kind of working. I'm not about to talk about stuff that I don't know what I'm talking about, though. Look like we have a surplus for the first time in 20 years, whatever that's supposed to mean. I know what a surplus is. What I'm saying is, ain't we like, I don't know, $50 trillion in debt though, or something like that? Like, okay. I mean, a positive is a positive, So, I just don't understand why we don't go back to tangible things like mining your own oil, starting to set that up so that can work out good. Look into a little bit more, a little nuclear power, here and there. Mining your own lithium. So we got these things. Backing money by gold and silver and tangible things again. I saw what they got over in England. The Queen got all type of gold. These banks, I'm not going to get into all of that, but listen, it's ways. I'm going to squeeze through this. It might be look like maybe a commercial. Let me see.
Life through knowledge. And that's possible because people like you support them. To help, simply dial pound.
Yep, it is. All right, now. We ain't dialing nothing. We about to dial back on your commercials.
Really came up with this idea of let's just use current policy for taxes. Then we can make this stuff permanent. You should never pass.
Another thing, if you cut the taxes, of course the IRS gets less, well, the federal government will get less money, but it'll put more money in the streets. But put a federal ban on put more money in the streets, but put a federal ban on raising the price on stuff. Like, yo, for 5 years, y'all can't raise the price on nothing more than 5%. So pick and choose when you want to do it. And we ain't taking Fed tax. We ain't taking Fed taxes. So put the money back in the street, circulate it, and then but put a cap on what you like a salary cap. Because the problem with inflation is when more money hit the streets, you want to raise the price on everything to make money less worthless. Oh, it's a lot of money out here, so we gonna raise the price on everything. If you kill that, it might serve you better not to, but whatever. What do I know? I'm only Chris Jones, right?
In my mind, a tax law that automatically expires just creates all these fiscal cliffs and puts all kinds of uncertainty in the economy.
Why do they do that?
Because so this gets into real budget wonkery, but for spending, to score it, you use current policy, which means if a spending program ends, if you want to extend it, you score it based on, it was going to be extended anyway, so it doesn't cost anything. For taxes, though, we use current law. So if the tax cuts are ending and you want to extend them, well, you're scoring that on the fact that they are going to end, so now to extend them, it's going to be $1 trillion score. So then you got to pay for it, and it's hard to pay for it. And so that's how it was all scored back in 2017, where if we would just use current policy, if we use current policy now, we can just extend current tax law and there's no score. And so that's really what we're doing now. But we have to recognize when you're comparing to the CBO budget is assuming its taxes do increase and bringing about another $4 trillion worth of revenue. So that's why I say the $22 trillion in projected deficits is probably a rosy scenario.
I mean, it seems like the core problems are just so familiar. One is short-term thinking, and the second is the misplaced belief that you can see what the future will be. And both of those are like silly and unwise. Maybe are we bumping up against the inherent limits of the system?
Well, I would say we're missing focusing on the right thing. We had to focus on spending.
Yeah, but
and the reason I say that is spending is pretty certain. Again, who knows what revenue you're going to bring in? It's hard to predict. Spending, that's pretty easy to predict what that's going to be. Plus, I personally voted for President Trump because I wanted him to defeat the deep state.
Yeah.
You don't defeat the deep state by continuing to fund it at Biden's levels.
Yeah, I know.
So again, when you start talking about controlling the deficit, well, you can control the deficit by tariff revenue or selling the gold card, but that keeps funding the deep state. You have to focus on spending, and we have just gone through an unprecedented level of increased spending, other than World War II. And just quick aside on that. We entered World War II spending 11.7% of our economy, of our GDP on federal government, 11.7. That got ramped up to 41% during the war. But by 1948, because we had responsible leaders, the greatest generation, that actually went down to 11.4% of GDP. And we returned to a pre-war level.
And we had a massive recession too.
I mean, the war is over. Let's return to a reasonable pre-war level spending. We didn't do that during the pandemic. And that's what we have to do. You have to focus on it's such a reasonable thing to do. It should have been done in 2021. We didn't do it for 4 years, but now we're just pretty well accepting that. We're accepting the fact that Obamacare, now called Medicaid expansion, is putting at risk Medicare for the truly vulnerable, even though we all ran on repealing and replacing that and obviously failed in the first Trump term. But now we're all okay with it. Now we're not going to touch that because they renamed it. Are you kidding me?
Well, this is how it works. Like in 20 years, we'll be like, well, of course you have to protect trans kids. What seems crazy at first becomes accepted, and then it becomes the hill to die on. It's just like your expectations change, right?
So again, I'm trying to force the discussion over the real numbers. Okay, and again, 1.5 trillion in abstract seems like a lot, but we've really ramped up from 2019 to this year. That's over 10 years. That's $29 trillion of increased spending over 10 years. $29 trillion. And we're talking about cutting out 1.5 of that?
Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke.
That's what I was just saying. Man, how you come out of trillions of... Listen, I'm with my mans. I ain't got to hear no more. Listen, if this country chooses not to lock the pockets, when you in financial deficit, what do? Cut all spending. So he absolutely right. I ain't buying nothing. And then you got to figure out how to get out of debt. Oh, I'm picking car, I'm paying it, But you got to get your spending under control. So get everything that you need. Let me get everything that I need. Get everything that I need. And then once you get, all right, to a point, it's like, okay, I'm done. Pockets locked. For the next year, money in the mattress. I'm duffel bagging it. I'm shoebox money. I'm stacking. I no more new shoes, no new clothes, no nothing. If it ain't toothpaste and deodorant and food, you gotta keep the reasonable food though. We can't be eating noodles. That's dead now, And if I do eat noodles, they gonna be the good ones at least. Like I'm not doing top ramen no more. That's dead. No, like, we gotta do better, people. But anyway, yeah. Just cut spending. If that's not going to happen, which is not, because they're trying to bankrupt the dollar on purpose to fulfill this prophecy, people, get ready. It's happening. What you going to do when this comes? Get in line. At the line. If COVID showed y'all anything, y'all's the docile people. Y'all going to do whatever them people tell y'all to do. I saw Canada. I saw Australia. I saw Israel. And I saw y'all over here in the US of A. Sheeple. They threaten you. You're going to do whatever they do. Oh, they threaten your job. You definitely go. So inject yourself and stick yourself with poison while signing a waiver that says you cannot come back and talk to us about this thing you've just done to yourself that we didn't study and that have no information on it. These people need to be put in jail. But that's another story. What I'm telling you is it's about to happen again in a different way. It's the same person, different face. All right? Get your life together. Me, I'm about to get my ice together because you're going to need some sort of currency out here in these streets. Get your fight together or get your smite together. It's your boy, Mr. Israelite, in this real life.